Hi, I'm Amanda Jane Woodall and welcome to my fashion school. So today we're going to be revisiting my It Girl series, and I thought let's go big with two unmistakable It Girls loved by every teenager in the 2000s. The hardest working ladies in Hollywood, it's the Olsen twins. Early years. Mary Kay and Ashley Olsen were born on June the 13th, 1986, with Ashley being the slightly older twin. Their mother is called Jarnette and she was a ballet dancer, and their dad is David and he is a mortgage broker, and they brought the twins up in the San Fernando Valley in California. They also have an older brother called Trent and a younger sister named Elizabeth. The twins' acting career began when their mother had a chance meeting with a TV executive who was looking to cast twin babies. The TV industry had just brought in regulations which restricted working hours for children, so by hiring twins they could double their productivity. At the age of just 9 months, the twins landed their first role as Michelle Tanner in the family sitcom Full House, and this was in part due to their friendly and cooperative temperaments. And Mary Kay in particular was very easy to work with, so she ended up portraying Michelle in the majority of their early scenes. The premise of Full House was 3 men who found themselves looking after 3 girls, and this show skyrocketed in popularity during its 3rd series, mostly in part due to the lovable performance of the Olsen twins as the youngest family member. On set, they found a mother figure in Adria later. Now, she was the twins' acting coach and she taught them to talk in order to recite their famous one-liners. The parents were encouraged to stay away from the set because they were quite a distraction to the children who were trying to work. Career. So during their time on the show, they had played a single character, but Robert Thorne, their manager and attorney, saw potential for them to be stars in their own right as twins, and he was brought in to negotiate a higher salary for the girls, who went from earning $4,000 an episode to $20,000. The media company Jewel Star Entertainment was created in 1993, and this was created so that the girls could have control of their income and their earnings. Thorne made deals with ABC and BMG Records to make movies and music videos featuring the girls, and they would film these during their break from the set. Their first successful movie was To Grandmother's House We Go, which was a Christmas special. Thorne had found a gap in the market for feature films featuring real-life children as opposed to the usual cartoon format. Their straight-to-video movies, music and books was some of the best-selling children's products of the 90s. Meaning that they were the USA's youngest ever millionaires. They had established themselves as a brand, but they had little free time and an unrelenting schedule. And at the girls' first public meetup, 10,000 people came to greet them. After 8 years of them working on the show, Full House was cancelled, and this was due to the network wanting to move away from family programming. So the twins lost their security and their routine, and the media speculated that their career was over. However, Robert Vaughan had different ideas and he wanted to sell the twins' image to the newly emerging tween market. So they continued to build their empire, starring in many more films and launching product lines to their young fans. Jewelstar created around 52 different lifestyle products featuring the twins' image, and they are reported to have made $907 million in sales. The twins also starred in a new sitcom which was called Two of a Kind, and although it wasn't their greatest success, it introduced them to a new audience globally. Controversy. The combination of mass public attention, press invasion, and a very hectic schedule started to concern the parents and colleagues of the twins. Their parents, who had divorced in 1995, had tried to keep the twins grounded by giving them pocket money and chores equal to that of their siblings. The twins grew up with very little understanding of how wealthy they actually were. And Mary-Kate described her childhood in a very sad way. She said, "We were little monkey performers. I look back at old photos and I don't feel connected at all. I wouldn't wish my childhood on anybody." The girls grew up on a set with adult comedians and they were exposed to crude and sexual humour way before they should have seen that. And as the girls grew up, they were subjected to strange interview questions about their teenage love lives, which made them clearly feel uncomfortable. In 2001, the girls made the film Holiday in the Sun, and the production company was used to making R-rated movies. Now, they hired a 22-year-old man, Ben Easter, to play Ashley Olsen's love interest, and he describes how he felt really uncomfortable, nervous, and awful at having to kiss a 15-year-old who was the same age as his little brother. Running up to the girls' 18th birthday, jailbait websites made countdowns to when the girls would be illegal. And the girls also made comments about how they were followed by much older fans, and their publicist said things like they were a 50-year-old man's dream. When they were 18, they enrolled in NYU to study fine arts and psychology, and they wanted to have a life outside of fame, but the press invasion made this nearly impossible and cut their education short, because the press had become obsessed with following the girls everywhere, criticising Mary-Kate's weight loss as she was clearly looking very unwell. The family took action to help her, sending her to a Utah rehab center and taking her car away to encourage her to recover. And Ashley was left to do the press tour for their upcoming movie, and she was subjected to intrusive questions about her sister's health and mental well-being. Following this, Mary-Kate became entangled in the story of the tragic death of Heath Ledger. The two had been pictured together partying on the New York scene in the prior months to his overdose. The controversy came when his masseuse found him unresponsive, and instead of calling an ambulance, she's called Mary-Kate several times to send her security to aid her. Mary-Kate has refused to address these rumours, stating that she was 3,000 miles away and knew nothing about the drug misuse. A future in fashion. In 2003, the girls launched their clothing line at Walmart, and the idea had come from a stylist who had been altering high-end clothing to fit the girls as there was nothing available for their age range. The girls had developed their own style throughout their career, with Ashley being quite chic and feminine, and Mary-Kate being very trend-led and funky. They decided to introduce this fashion-forward world to their teenage supporters, and they wanted it to be affordable, hence choosing Walmart as their stockist. The girls were heavily involved in the creative process, choosing fabrics and pieces that were suitable for their age range. And this was valuable information to the marketing team, who had only been able to see children's clothing from an adult perspective. In 2006, Mary-Kate and Ashley formed The Row, and this was a fashion line that tapped into the minimal zeitgeist of elite society. They sell very expensive, basic clothing in neutral colours with impeccable details and exceptional fabrics. And the attitude of the brand is very reflective of the twins' move away from fame, as now they have rejected social media and appear very demurely at fashion events. It seems that apart from fashion, that privacy has become the main priority for the twins, and with a lifetime of press invasion, who can blame them? So we have come to the end of this video, but I will see you again in my follow-up video when we're going to be delving back into the fashion lives of the royals. No.